It started as just another quiet night, until I noticed something strange. There was a door in my hallway that wasn't there before. I live alone, and I've walked that hallway every day for 5 years. But tonight, there's a door that shouldn't be there. And the moment I touched the handle, I realized someone was waiting on the other side. It was supposed to be just another ordinary night. The kind of night where the world outside feels completely still, and all you can hear is the quiet hum of your refrigerator and the soft ticking of a wall clock. I had just finished watching some late-night movie reruns, lights dimmed, cup of coffee half empty on the table. My apartment wasn't much. A small, old place on the second floor of a building that's seen better days. But it was mine. Familiar. Predictable. Safe. I remember checking my phone. 12:41 a.m. I was about to head to bed when I noticed something odd. At first, I couldn't tell what was wrong. The hallway outside my living room looked the same. Long, narrow, quiet. But there was a strange feeling crawling up my spine, like something had shifted ever so slightly, as if the space itself wasn't mine anymore. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. That's when I saw it. A door. Right there on the wall where there had never been one before. It wasn't new either. The paint around it was chipped, the handle old and tarnished, as if it had been there for years, hidden in plain sight. For a moment I just stood there, frozen. I live alone. I've lived in this apartment for 5 years. I know every scratch, every corner, every sound this place makes. And there had never been a door there before. I don't know why, but my first instinct wasn't to panic. It was curiosity. A stupid, reckless kind of curiosity that whispered, maybe it was always there. You just never noticed. So I took a step closer. And that's when the air changed. Heavier, colder. The kind of cold that doesn't come from a broken heater, but from something else entirely. I reached out my hand. The handle felt warm. Someone had just touched it. That's when it hit me. I wasn't alone. That night, while everyone else was fast asleep, Mark woke up to a sound. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't the house settling. It was something else. A faint whisper, coming from behind the wall. He froze, his heart pounding. The whisper came again, this time clearer. Mark. He grabbed his flashlight, turned off the phone light beside him, and listened carefully. The sound was coming from the hallway. Step by step, he followed it. The house seemed to breathe with him, each board groaning under his feet. And then, he saw it. A narrow gap between 2 wooden panels, revealing the outline of a small door. A door that definitely wasn't there yesterday. The handle was cold, metallic, and strangely damp, like something had been holding it from the other side. He hesitated. Then slowly, he turned it. The door opened, releasing a rush of cold, stale air. Inside, there was nothing, except for a single chair in the middle of the room, facing the doorway. On the wall behind it hung an old mirror, cracked, dusty, yet somehow reflecting perfectly. Mark raised his flashlight toward it, and his breath caught in his throat. The reflection was smiling, but he wasn't. Mark stood there for what felt like hours, staring into that small, empty room. His flashlight flickered, once, twice, then stabilized. There was nothing inside. Or at least, that's what his eyes wanted him to believe. The chair sat perfectly still. Dust floated through the air like falling snow. But the air inside that room, it felt alive. He couldn't explain it. It was like the walls themselves were breathing, whispering something too faint to understand. He took a step inside. The floorboards moaned under his weight, the air instantly turning colder. The smell was strange, metallic, wet, like rust and earth. He aimed the flashlight at the mirror again. It looked just as before. Cracked. Old. But then he noticed something new. A faint set of fingerprints, smeared across the glass. He leaned closer. The prints were small, too small, like they belonged to a child. His stomach tightened. He turned to look behind him. Nothing. The hallway was empty. But when he faced the mirror again, the prints were gone. Instead, there was something else. Letters, faintly drawn in the dust, forming slowly, one by one. "Help me." Mark stumbled back, his flashlight trembling in his hand. The air inside the room shifted. A low hum grew louder, vibrating in the floor. And before he could even think, the door behind him slammed shut. His flashlight hit the floor, spinning wildly, its beam cutting across the walls. For a moment, the room was just noise and panic. His heart beat louder than anything else. Then, silence. He picked up the flashlight again, breathing heavily. The mirror was still there, but the words had changed. Now it said, "Turn around." Mark's hand trembled as he held the flashlight tighter. The message on the mirror, "Turn around," was still glowing faintly, like it was written with breath on cold glass. His throat went dry. He didn't want to turn around, but he did, slowly. Behind him, only the chair, still facing the doorway. He stepped closer, every nerve in his body screaming not to. The air grew thicker, heavy, like something unseen was watching from the corners of the room. He circled the chair cautiously, his light moving across the cracked walls. Then he saw it, faint red stains on the floorboards beneath the chair, dried, but unmistakable. His flashlight flickered again. When it came back, the chair was turned. It now faced him. Mark froze, too terrified to breathe. "Hello?" His voice was barely a whisper. Silence. Then a quiet scraping sound from behind the mirror. The mirror began to tremble slightly, dust falling from its frame. Mark took a step back, and the mirror cracked further, splitting down the middle. From behind the glass came a faint shadow, human-shaped, but wrong. The reflection stepped forward, but Mark didn't move. Its smile spread unnaturally wide as it leaned closer to the inside of the glass. He watched in horror as its hand pushed through the mirror. The surface rippled like water. Mark screamed, stumbling backward, hitting the wall. The flashlight fell and went out. In the darkness, he heard breathing, not his own. A whisper near his ear said softly, "You shouldn't have opened the door." He froze. His hand hovered over the doorknob, trembling. For the first time, he noticed the temperature. It wasn't just cold. It was wrong. Like the air itself refused to exist on the other side. His reflection in the hallway mirror behind him didn't move. It was staring back, smiling. He blinked, stepped back, but the reflection stayed still. The smile widened, and then, from the door came a whisper, a voice. His own voice. "Don't open it." But it was too late. The door creaked, slow, deliberate, alive. Light spilled through the crack, not white, but pulsing red, like the glow of a beating heart. And in that moment, he realized the truth. The door wasn't in his house. It was of his house, a part of it, feeding off him, watching, waiting. The house didn't have a door that shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there. The next morning, the police found nothing unusual. No extra door, no trace of the man who called them, just an empty hallway, and deep scratch marks on the floor. They said he must have imagined it. Stress, isolation, maybe a nightmare. But if you look closely at the photo they took that night, right at the edge of the frame, there's a faint outline of a door, half open, and something standing just behind it. No one noticed it before, until the photo was uploaded online. Now, every few weeks, people say that same door appears in their homes. Just for a second. at the corner of their eyes. So, if you ever wake up late at night and you see a door that shouldn't be there, don't touch it, because once it opens, it doesn't close for you. Inspired by true events, or maybe not. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales that keep you up at night.